translation of documents, or translating for people at appointments. I do just a variety of things, as far as that goes with bilingual, but my language is Spanish that I speak. And so trying to reach more people with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and started the recording, so we'll get started. I want to welcome everybody tonight to Collaborating Connections. It is our weekly professional networking meeting, and my name is Dawn Evans Casey. I'm the leader of Collaborating Connections. We've been around for 4.5 years. We are part of the TTR Networking organization, which has been around for more than 11 years. Started out in central Indiana and has really just bloomed to where, during and following COVID, we went from a live in-person meeting to this virtual meeting via Zoom. But it's actually worked out to our benefit because now we get to connect with wonderful professionals across the United States, coast to coast, and really around the world. We have had attendees in our Zoom calls from the UK, from Canada, from the Netherlands, and we love meeting professionals that are like-minded, who want to share a little bit about themselves and their business and make wonderful connections and build great relationships. So that's really what we're all about within TTR Networking. We also have an offshoot that supports nonprofit groups. So while we are made up of a bunch of small businesses represented by owners and managers and the like, we also love to give back to and support community organizations and nonprofits. So we often invite them to join us, to be a part of our meetings, to share their mission and values and needs, to find out how we might be able to contribute our time, talent, and treasures to help them thrive within our communities and support the purposes that we are interested in and believe helps a community overall grow and thrive. So that's a little bit about TTR. To the Rescue the TTR Networking stands for To the Rescue, and the rescue actually also has meaning. The R is for relationship building, the E is for education, the S is for success strategies, which we often share with our members. The C is for community, the U is for understanding, and the second E is for execution. It's all about, we've got all of these wonderful ideas and sharing and building relationships, but truly it doesn't mean anything unless we act upon it. Make some good happen in this world and focus on success for ourselves and others. So that's really what TTR Networking To the Rescue is all about. On a weekly basis, and the reason why we meet weekly is that so we can engage with each other, have wonderful conversations, and build relationships. We find that's not really easy to do on a monthly basis. And we want to encourage each other to have conversations even beyond the weekly meetings, to make those one-on-one connections, to find out what types of synergies there are between us and others, find out what we have in common, what is wonderfully different, and how we can help each other to grow and develop. as business owners and managers. So we find that that works wonderful on a weekly basis, and we invite others to join us as a member or just to come visit and share their business, their ideas, and talk a little bit about themselves. So on a weekly basis, we do that. We talk a little bit about TTR networking. We talk a little bit about the wins that we have experienced within the past week or something that we're looking forward to coming up soon. We talk about the events that are going on within the larger TTR networking organization, because we're just one group amongst approximately 14 groups that meet on a weekly basis. So if this time and date doesn't necessarily work well with individuals, members, or perspectives, I'm sure that there is another TTR networking group that meets at a time and date that may be accommodating. As well, we are industry exclusive, so that there is only one representative from each industry within a particular group. I happen to be the only travel agent leading this group. And with that industry exclusivity, it allows us to be able to focus. When we're giving referrals, we don't have to sit back and wonder, who's the best person to share this with? There's really only one realtor, one health insurance provider, one mortgage broker, etc. So when we're out and about in the community and listening to friends, neighbors, coworkers, what they need and who they need to be connected to, we are mindful of who within our group can help and assist those individuals. So that's a little bit, we do that. We do a roundtable introduction amongst those who are on the call, give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves and tell a little bit about their business and what type of referral they're looking for. And also, we usually have monthly themes. For the month of June, our theme is juggling. And it's all focused on work-life balance. So we hope to help each other out with a discussion about how we're balancing, how we're juggling and managing and maintaining for our own success. And hopefully to share some of those success strategies with others where we can, pick and choose what wonderful things might help improve our lives, and just listen to the experiences of other professionals. So with that being said, I'm going to open the floor and invite anybody to share any wins from the past week or coming up soon. If there's anything going on in your life or your business that you consider a win that you'd like to celebrate and share, please share. Do so now.
Come on, Leah, you got to have something great.
Well, I mean, with representing Bren, I can say that we do have plans as far as collaborating with my sister and Bren and I. We plan to do a brief, kind of like a video of like an interview by a video, and just ask some questions. We'll be talking with Bren, asking her questions, trying to find out what people are looking for, what they're needing. So that is coming up in July, about probably the second week of July, second, third week. So that is something that we're continuing to collaborate with each other, because we do have, goals for both of our businesses, of course, just as anybody else would. So I know Brenna's had, she's had more success because we have collaborated. Things are going really well with her clients. So I think she'd probably want me to share that things are continuing to move forward. We're on the language part. We're trying to figure out what languages people speak so we can get them the assistance they need, because she has so many different clients. It's such a melting pot of clients that it's something that is part of our goals to find out how better we can assist different ones with the different cultures. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks
something
for
you never thought you'd see in Indiana for sure.
Right.
At least our
right.
area.
But you need to have, I mean, I was just thinking that's really interesting with the bilingual. But you guys help anybody, not just insurance agents. You help anybody
Exactly.
that needs
Yes.
that in a, you got, so that you got, okay, I'm sorry. Clarify, you and your sister work together and you basically work virtual assistant for anybody, anywhere. Really?
That's the bulk of what we do. My sister and I each have different skills. She actually worked previously with a lot of non-speaking autistic adults and children. So she does life skills coaching. She does coaching for different clients. So she helps them with communication, finding out what is the best way that they can communicate. That's part of what she does. And then my piece is the bilingual with the Spanish speaking individuals. I step up. I actually have a couple clients that are using my services right now, or at least hoping to use my services further. So yeah, it's a bunch of skills that, we feel like we've been blessed with, that God has given us to use to reach different individuals. But yeah, I mean, virtual assistants, we're willing to even do it face to face for those that find that's easier, when the situation calls for it. Some still prefer virtual, obviously, but some do like the in-person meetings. I do more of that at this time than my sister does. She's done more of remained pretty virtual with a lot of what she does, but I do both. A little bit of this and that.
You got a very unique set of skills then. That's very cool. As a company, that's very neat.
Right.
Yay.
anything. Well, you've already shared with us, Jennifer. You've got your sign, and you are getting ready for your July singing event.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
We've got a lot of things going on. My music has always kind of been the driver to make me do everything else I do, because I want to make sure that I make money so I can support my music habit. But my music habit, when it was going full bore, was when it does go full bore, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's actually very profitable. But this whole last 2.5 years with COVID has been a real downer. Not only because I don't do it because I hate it. You know what I mean? I don't do it because it's like a big money maker. I do it because I love to do it.
Yes.
It's you can't even equate music. I mean, we could really go down the rabbit hole with that whole lineup. But anyway, but I always tell people, it just keeps me grounded and not, it's the reason I get out of bed. Although I have grandchildren, I have other things, there are good things. I have a pretty nice husband and those kind of things. But end of that story is that, yes, when you don't have something that you love as much as I love, and I know a lot of people have other things that they love to do like that, you don't realize until you have something like the pandemic disrupt it, how, oh my gosh. I mean, I was driving somewhere was it last week or the week before? And I used to drive all over the place prior to pandemic, and I would be rehearsing in my car. That was what I did. I listened to the music and rehearsed, and I just haven't been driving as much, which is okay gas wise. I mean, obviously it's pretty expensive,
Yeah.
but I'm listening to these and I'm rehearsing all this music, and I'm like, literally getting teary eyed because I just, it's all, I say it all the time. It's mindset. Yes, we lost 2.5 years of our lives, but had it not been for the pandemic, I wouldn't be talking to a lot of the people I talk to.
Mhm.
There's a lot of positives too. But anyway, So yes, I feel very excited right now because the music is starting to take off again. And I also, one of our other themes, Dawn, is just do it. And I think you were the one who said, maybe you said it tonight, but you said it the first night of June. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, she is paying attention that we have that, because nobody else is talking about it. But just do it. I don't know, Dawn, you may have something, but there is a whole, there's a place that it came from, which is kind of a morbid thing, and maybe Dawn's going to talk about it. But that whole idea of why not just do it? I mean, literally, there's some things that are illegal. Don't do that. But if there's something that you can go out and you've been wanting to do, if nothing else, this last 2.5 years for me has been kind of like, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. We got to go out and do it. You just got to go do it. And if you're not, somebody said last night, or somebody said yesterday or something, do it or don't. There's nothing in between. If you're going to do it, I love listening to Leah talk about her, you and your sister are working this business to, how cool is that?
Yeah.
And you're literally niching, you know what your thing is, I think so many of us are told we have to, well, I don't know, we're supposed to do this, this, and this because somebody thought we should get this, and this degree. And I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody in my life necessarily. I'm just saying, just go do it. If you want to do it, go do it. Now, if you're going to do it though. Don't have, in our network, we're always talking about, you have to put it out to the universe. And that means sharing it with everybody else in the group, or sharing it on your refrigerator, or, posting a bucket list. These are the things I'm going to, and for me, that scare me to death, because then everybody knows my bucket list. And if I don't achieve it, but that's part of the reason
that's okay.
That's what actually happens, though. The energy of you putting it out comes back to you. It does work. So anyway, ladies, I know you know that, but anyway, my music is literally just the fuel that keeps me going. And with this whole pandemic, it's been really, I haven't completely stopped singing because it never really completely stopped, but it really sad. Now it's opening up again. So
Yay.
So anyway, I'll quit talking. Yeah, I go
Oh
on and
no,
on.
great stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jennifer. And you're absolutely right. It's a big lesson that came out of the pandemic for all of us. We don't know what the future holds. Why are we holding back, waiting for a perfect timing for everything sometimes? Just get out there and do it. Just start it. Commit to it, speak it into existence, start forming it into, what we are pursuing. And, you never know, you really could be happily surprised at how your efforts and intentions just create a marvelous situation for yourself and for others. So yeah,
Right.
that is part of the June theme. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My win or happy share for the past weekend, Jennifer knows, but Leah, I'm, in addition to being a travel agent, a certified travel agent, I am really into family history and genealogy. And I have utilized my business, my travel business, to be able to go out, not only do the research and meet family members, some of which I had never met before, but to maintain those connections and those relationships by going out and seeking them. So my husband and I had the chance to go up to Chicago this past weekend, and Chicago's not that far from Indianapolis from where we live, but we hadn't been there in a while because of COVID. And we had the chance to connect with some awesome family members. I call anybody over the age of 80, I call them my super seniors. I had a chance, I have a cousin, Bubba, who is 87, who lives in a seniors facility, and he hadn't been out really since COVID. My husband and I scooped him up and took him out to lunch, and he's kind of a oh gosh, his spirit, his personality is so hilarious. He's kind of grumpy, but in a fun way. So we took him out to a little historical diner in Chicago that really brought a lot of memories back, and just sit down and talk with him and listen to all of the stories that he could recount. And you could tell how he has really missed those connections since COVID, and we just had a super wonderful time with him.
Nice.
We also visited other cousins. Let's see. Inella will be 88 in August, and she lives with two of her grown daughters, Renee and Diane. And my husband and I, we sat and visited with them and just talked for hours and hours. And again, listened to stories and looked at pictures and laughed and hugged and had a super fantastic time. So that's, I come back home with a heart full of those experiences and wonderful memories, and I start writing things down and copying pictures and all of that, and that is my, that what helps me go forward. Arranging the travel up there and finding a hotel and where to stay, and it was a busy weekend in Chicago, so traffic was crazy, but all well worth it. So I encourage anybody, holidays or not, take the time to reach out to your super seniors in your life, listen to their stories, laugh with them, and make memories, because that's just priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Well, it's good that you had that experience. That's nice.
Yeah. Let's see, Jennifer Johnson, do you mind sharing with us any of the updates or current events that are going on with TTR networking? I'm sure for our listening audience as well, who will be listening to this recording, that we usually share on YouTube and our TTR networking outlets. I want to make sure that they stay in the know with what's going on with our organization. So if you don't mind giving us any updates, I'd appreciate it.
Updates. I don't even know. I don't know why I said that, lady. Okay. We're always trying to update everything. And I complained last time I talked a little bit ago about the pandemic, but like I say, I also believe there's so many positives. One of the things that we are doing with TTR is we've been working to really reach out across the globe, basically. And I know Dawn brought that up at the beginning. And everybody that's on here can actually work with anybody anywhere. I mean, and a lot of our members can. Prior to pandemic world, a lot of us, we're just the local rep for whatever company, and we're looking for only the local people. That's what we thrived on. So with the pandemic came the digital world, and we've gone through so many different things, so many different ways I've looked at it. I've even talked to Jennifer Johnson Dawn over there with my name on it. But anyway, but I've talked to my leaders. I mean, we've talked and we have kept it together, but there have been, it's literally just such a cycle. When it came up, we all jumped online, and then there were people that jumped offline pretty darn quick because they didn't like that. But then they realized people aren't coming to meetings. And, it couldn't be easier, honestly, for people now in most of our groups. All they got to do is pick up their phone, literally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been a weird ride. We still have about 3 groups that do not want to do Zoom, but they are stuck in a membership number that probably will not change, because I am really hanging out on the calls like this. You're the only evening group, and we've talked about that many times, that has been good, but it's also a challenge because there's, just like Bryn and just like some other people, they're doing a full-time day, and then to jump on at night is kind of a hard, or they're in another time zone or something.
Yeah.
It's all relative. And I love the fact that Dawn puts this out, records it, and shares it, because people are paying attention. And even though they may not be in our meeting right this minute, they are paying attention. And I guess coming back to the updates on TTR is, every time I think I'm getting it figured out, then something new happens. And I'm thinking, well, we got to every group has to decide whether they're a hybrid or whether they're a local or whether they're Zoom, whatever it is. And honestly, I don't know that we're going to figure that out. That is not even, there's some groups. I mean, Leah, you can be on this call, Dawn, and we can be on this call, and we can gain so much from each other. Even if we were all in different states, different countries, we could still work together. There's this hurdle that we're dealing with people who are only local people. They don't still not getting it. They're still struggling to understand, why would they want to get to know somebody in the Netherlands? Why not? I mean,
Right.
come on, there's so much, and it's getting people beyond that. And I'm just saying, it does go back to TTR. For me, TTR started out as the referral groups, industry exclusive. That's all we're going to do. Now I am, after having 2-3 groups of masterminds, and having I'm starting a new program on August the 2nd called Ignite. And it's all about energy, and it's, igniting the energy in yourself, learning how to, somebody who's brand new in their industry, has no idea, or their company, or brand new, whatever. We're trying to light a fire, get them ignited, get, some ideas going with networking, because a lot of people don't even know that
Right.
there is a networking world out there that could help them if they knew how to maneuver it, how to, that these calls are really one out of probably thousands that are happening every night or every day, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, TTR to me is now going to kind of, and here Leah's probably even learning some of this stuff before our members do, but I like the referral groups. I like the local groups. They started this whole thing, but my heart is with the people who can all get on a call, and there might be some overlapping industries, but we're all here to learn from each other. We certainly want to refer. There's no question, but it's just like, I'm sitting here listening to Leah, and I'm thinking, there's virtual assistants that don't offer what you offer. So why would I send them certain referrals if I know that you ladies do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we can be overlapping industries and not take, there's competition, certainly, but I think if we can cooperate and coordinate and collaborate, there's so many things that we can do that are so much more powerful. And I already said it, poor people on the recording are hearing this, but my music is my main reason to leave my office. Or my grandchildren. I'll have to say my grandchildren too. But I'm saying, there, our time is short. I don't want to be running all over the county, whatever, or the state or whatever. I love the fact that we can get on and we can mastermind. So I'm not trying to change that TTR is not everything you said, Dawn, is completely true. But I think we're more of a mastermind than we are just a referral group or referral. But everybody that comes to this usually says, well, certainly I want to meet new people. I want referrals. But it's not just referrals. It's there's so much more. So the updates with TTR is that I'm trying to make sure we have systems in place so that people like Leah come on and you know, she might be representing Bryn right at this moment, but hopefully she will feel like there's a spot here for her, and maybe down the road she'll join us, because we weren't just here trying to get referrals. We're here trying to help each other.
Yes.
And find out, you know, anyway, so systems though, I feel like if we're working on the systems, so we've got a lot of things like, you know, regular monthly events. We've got our weekly things. I want there to be more emphasis on the mastermind and just basic helping people figure out, do they want a mastermind? Do they want to do a referral group, or do they want both? You know, I mean, my son and daughter-in-law were on the call a couple of weeks ago, and they are starting a solar panel cleaning business in Colorado. Reality is they're not going to want to come all the way to Indiana to do it. They would do it, but I could help them start a local group there, and I would be happy to do that. But I would hope that they would also jump on our you know, Success Connect, which is our mastermind, Leah. You know, maybe they would jump on that because they want to learn more than just, I want a name of somebody who needs a solar panel cleaned. You know what I mean? There's more here that we're all human. I think if the pandemic had been any shorter, we would have only been part of the loop. Now I'm like, oh, I think I see where we're going with all of this. I'm finally feeling like, so anyway, I don't know if that's what you meant about updates, but I feel like we are ready for a lot of really cool things. And the people who helped me start this, Dawn, you being one of them, you know, I thank you for everything. I just feel like I'm at a point where I know where my heart, as far as the TTR stuff goes. We've always been doing the masterminding. We've just not really separated it out. We've had a couple mastermind groups that have been wonderful, Leah. I mean, I walked away just thinking I get to work with these wonderful people, and it's been a really fun couple of years. Now I'm ready to just say, okay, here we go. We've got this program, and then we go into the success, or if you want to be in the referral referral networking groups every week, you can do that too. You just will help you find the best fit, and it's going to work for your business. At the beginning, it was kind of like, do you really want to do all of that? And I'm like, we're already doing it. We just haven't really systemed or broken it out and said, this is what we're, you know, so Dawn, you're getting kind of a jump, and Leah probably is, oh my gosh, this woman is a total fruitcake. Why did John her the microphone? I don't know, but
it is awesome and exciting stuff. So I thank you for sharing. In addition to these weekly networking meetings, we have our TTR Presents programming, where professionals spend the time either individually or they collaborate with other members to present a topic of interest that is really contributes some professional development for small business owners across many industries and touching on several realms. That gives us a chance to listen to subject matter experts sharing ideas and thought-provoking information that really gets us thinking, takes us out of that focus of our day-to-day business to something that really could help and enhance our businesses overall. TTR Cares, which happens to be my baby that contributes, I think, again, to the support of the nonprofits and community groups, is we want to share as much information as possible with our members and beyond about what's going on, topics of interest that aren't necessarily business related, but enhancing our community, developing some awareness, and expanding our knowledge base on things that are happening in the world around us. So the next TTR Cares is coming up July 13th. It's going to be a Zoom call at 7 p.m. and that is a discussion about community policing, neighborhood preparedness, looking out for ourselves and our neighbors, and what we can do for to improve our safety and peace of mind. So I think that information is out there on our referral runway and our TTR networking website, and we'll continue to communicate those opportunities as well. Next, we are just going to roll into our introductions. And I think we've each had an opportunity to give a little taste of who we are and what we do. But at this time, I'm going to ask that you not only introduce yourself and your business, but also give us an idea of what type of a referral you may be looking for, so that we and our listening audience can be aware of what connections would be really great and help your business grow and thrive. So Jennifer, I'm going to invite you if you're ready to introduce yourself and your business. Okay, you know you're muted, right?
No, I didn't know that. I thought so that poor Leo would be off the hook for my voice. Keeps ringing in her ear. And what did I do? I forgot to take it up there. Okay. I do that all the time. I say, I'm going to put it on mute. And they say, oh, sure. And then I put it on mute and forget it's on. Sorry about that. I am Jennifer Johnson. I'm actually the founder of TTR Networking. And we started about 11 years ago. And no, it's 11 years ago. And we basically multiplied because there was a real need for what we were doing. So I'm excited. We are industry exclusive groups primarily, like I said a little while ago. Now we are going to start a new program, which is for the networking novice, or actually even the one who says, you know, I've been doing this so long, I need some ideas, I need some pointers, somebody's got to give me some help. And that's the Ignite program. And then we have our mastermind. I call it Success Connect. I'm a success principles trainer through Jack Canfield. And it's success strategies. There's like 68 of them. And it's just stuff like setting goals, you know, and taking complete responsibility for your life and for your business and everything. Anyway, so I help position you to stay top of mind in authentic ways, creating your personal connections and making you your client's first choice. I'm also a relationship marketing coach through Send Out Cards, which is actually a relationship marketing platform. And when I started doing this 11 years ago is when I started to grow the network. And we have 14 groups. And I just feel like we're just beginning to really get the traction, I guess, if you will say that. But so who do you know that's out there who may not, you know, maybe new in a business, like I said, or maybe just doesn't have any clue what to do? I was an insurance agent many, many years ago, and I was expected to figure it out on my own. And I just got very frustrated. I was in a number of national organizations and learned a little bit from them, but nobody really trained us. So I kind of was like, I got to do this on my own. And I just was very frustrated because there really was nothing no one out there to really, help you. And I think that I've heard many, many times, there's just not, I have an education degree. There's not really a program at most colleges about how you sell or how you, go out and network and really promote, that part of your business. They'll help you with I didn't have a business major, but everybody that I've talked to usually says there's really no program out there. You have to go out and learn how to do it. And so that's kind of where I feel like something like TTR is very valuable. We cannot promise referrals, but we definitely will make warm introductions. And that's pretty much the whole thing. I mean, really, so that is where I'm at. Anybody knows anybody who needs something, I just love to talk to people and see if I can connect them. That's really the bottom line. So
Super fantastic.
Thank
Thank
you.
Jennifer.
You're welcome.
And Leah, do you have any questions for Jennifer and her business?
No, she's provided a lot of information, which personally I probably will check into later on my own time. Because I know my sister and I would appreciate as much information as possible with us, because she started the business last year and I'm just joined her this year. So yeah, Jennifer was very informational. So I don't think I've got any questions at this moment. And I don't think Bryn had any either. She's obviously familiar with a lot of people already, but
Yeah.
I'm just here to represent her. So
Awesome.
Yeah, well, Leah, can you put your individual email? Can you do that?
Your contact information, can you put it in the chat
Yeah.
box? for
sure.
us?
Okay,
And that-
I can do this right without messing up.
That's
be
okay.
fun.
There's no messing up. If you
Yeah.
have to rewrite it and
Oops, I
enter
just
it
hit
in,
enter. Yeah,
Yep.
I have to redo it. Sorry about that.
that's okay. That's okay.
No, that's absolutely fine. And I just think that, like I said, there is so much that, I know that individuals, we're all individuals. So there's all kinds, I'm getting bombarded a lot of times with virtual assistant people trying to get me, come on, Jennifer, don't you need my help? And I'm like, do you know what I do with my people? I have a lot of virtual assistants. We don't have a lot. We have a couple in our network, but nobody does the bilingual stuff.
Right.
Right.
I have not
You know-
heard that yet.
No, and I think that's a real positive. Well, obviously it's a positive.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I'm asking Leah is I'm going to put it on my plan tomorrow. I'll just send you an email, just touch base with you. And if there's something that we can chat about, so many people are out there doing such wonderful things and people just don't know about you. Not that you
Right.
don't, you're doing stuff, but there are certain ways. I'm certainly a relationship marketing person and I'm all about building the relationship. If you do it the right way, you're doing that 90% of the time, the marketing will take care of itself if you do
Right.
the right things. And Bryn is a really good example of that. Dawn's a really good example of that. Sometimes you almost forget, oh, that's right, Dawn does travel. Oh, whoa. That's what's really cool when you realize, you've got these connections that they're all doing these wonderful things and they just happen to be really good friends too. So how cool is that, right?
Yes,
Awesome.
definitely.
But that's what we're all building it on. So yes, I will reach out to you tomorrow with an email and definitely I would love to just chat with you ladies to figure out how I can plug in or connect you wherever I can.
Great.
Good.
Sure.
Okay. I am now going to circle back to you, Leah. I know that you have shared with us a little about your business with your sister Lori, and I know that you are representing Bryn Cochran tonight.
Yes.
So if you would like to give us Bryn's elevator pitch or a little background on her business so that those who are listening to the recording of this call have a better idea what
Okay.
she's about.
So with representing Brent Cochran with Shelter Insurance, she provides many lines of businesses, but most importantly, providing guidance through the ever-changing insurance world. So, she's definitely very experienced. She's been doing this for quite some time. Very good at getting people set up with what they are looking for specifically. Communication, she's great at communication. So she does have her email and phone number. Didn't know if anyone needed that, but she did provide that as well, if someone were to need that.
If you want to go ahead and read it out, then
Sure.
those who are listening to the call will have that information.
Okay, so Bryn Cochran, that's Cochran, Shelter Insurance. Phone number is 317-852-6959. You can either text or call. She's very responsive to both. The email is bcochran@shelterinsurance.com.
Awesome.
That is what she provided me to say. If you have any other questions, I know she'll be glad to answer them. I definitely would not be the expert in that matter.
Well, I'll just add, I am a client of Bryn Cochran just because I know she's just a wealth of knowledge in the insurance industry for auto, home, and commercial business. So I've been very impressed with her breadth of knowledge, her helpfulness and eagerness to clarify so much of the insurance terminology and details that I am not at all an expert in. She's just been fantastic. So I just want to give my quick plug and let her know that I am so happy to have her as my insurance go-to person for
My
home
sister is a
and auto.
client as well, too.
Yeah.
She's-
Awesome. So as you mentioned, if anyone has any questions, to reach out to Bryn, her contact information is what you provided. And I believe last week on the call, Bryn was indicating that she is focusing more on the commercial business side right now. So if anybody is looking for a commercial insurance quote, I'm telling you, Bryn is your contact person. So get in touch. Thank
Right.
you so much, Leah.
You're welcome.
My name is Dawn Evans Casey, as I mentioned earlier, and my company is Spa Travel. I'm all about relaxed adventure, and I want to help my travel clients have an enjoyable, memorable travel experience. I've traveled quite a bit in my years in corporate America and know the ins and outs, the good and the bad of travel experiences. And I certainly want to help my travel clients have more of the good, less of the bad and stressful, if not at all. I help my clients research, figure out where it is they want to go, what they want to do when they get there. That includes tours, excursions, notable places to visit. Even if they just want to just lay back and relax, depending on what they enjoy doing, whether it's spa treatments or laying out on the beach, or, where are the best places to go to get the most out of their travel. So if you know of anybody who is interested in travel, and I don't do last minute travel very much. I love to talk to my clients, get a profile of what it is they want to do, actually plan and present them with a proposal of 2 or 3 different options, and let them choose what's within their budget and what looks like, best fits their desires. So anybody who's interested in traveling, say this summer or throughout the rest of the year, even into 2023, I would be happy to talk to and work with. I also work with individuals who are interested in getting into the travel industry. I have an abundance mindset, and there is definitely enough work and demand out there for all of us. So, if you have a wanderlust, are interested in traveling yourself, learning about the industry, taking advantage of some terrific travel discounts, I would love to talk to anybody who is interested in starting their own home-based travel business as well. Again, my name is Dawn Evans Casey, and my company is Spa Travel.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions related to travel that I can address, I would be happy to do so.
Could you email me as well, Dawn?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm a traveler at heart. I just don't have the money with having 4 kids right
Oh,
now.
yes.
So yeah, I definitely would love to have a conversation with you sometime about your business.
All right. Let's do that for sure. That sounds great. I just wanted to share something that I've shared before with our collaborating connections network. I know this past weekend being a holiday weekend, both Juneteenth and Father's Day, there was a lot of air travel going on and a lot of cancellations as well. And I know that that can be terribly devastating to individuals when they are looking forward to getting someplace, and for whatever reason, they can't get there on time according to schedule that they have already booked. So while we are in this post-COVID era, there are still a lot of airlines have shortages of staff, of flight staff. A lot of airlines are dealing with now with the summer coming on and the higher fuel prices and ticket prices are going up. There's a whole lot going on in the travel industry. So I just want to encourage everybody to be prepared. Have your travel plans in place, but also have a plan B, especially if it's really important for you to get somewhere. And in addition to that, make sure that if the funds that you're spending on your travel aren't expendable, and in most cases they aren't, make sure that you pay that little bit extra for travel insurance. And take the time to take a look at the travel insurance details to make sure that they include coverage for the things that might impede your travel status, for the airline delays and cancellations, for last minute sickness or illness for yourself or any of your family members that might cause you to have to bow out of travel. Make sure that all of the situations that you can think of are indeed covered by the policy offerings. And you can take advantage of travel insurance either through the airlines when you're booking your ticket, or there is independent travel insurance agencies out there that I'm sure I can communicate those available vendors for you, or you can certainly search for those online. So I just wanted to share that with everybody as well. Spa Travel wants to make sure everyone has safe and enjoyable travel experiences. Okay. I mentioned at the top of the call that the June theme was all about juggling, work-life balance. And as Jennifer reminded us, it's also the just do it theme. Just get out there and do your business. Pursue your heart's desires. Make things happen now. No sense in waiting. So I came across this article and I wanted to share some of the topics. As we've been discussing juggling and work-life balance this month of June, some of the themes that have been recurring based upon those discussions is balance itself is really kind of a misnomer. There is no perfectly cut pie of work and life balance. It's all integrated into one. So the right life balance is unique to each person. It's what works for you, and work-life balance is not necessarily going to be the golden key to work for the next person. But you have the opportunity and the responsibility to define it for yourself. It shouldn't be left to chance. It's something that you should consider and work towards, allowing for some flexibility because things will change over time. There are 4 factors that generally influence a sense of balance, and those are involvement, competence, feelings, and alignment. So I'll repeat that: involvement, competence, feelings, and alignment. All of those things are what we should be considering as we are looking at our own work-life balance. And just know that balance is not a one and done situation for our lives. It requires attention throughout our lives. However, research does indicate that it is worth the effort, and a sense of balance is linked with positive work and life outcomes. So the time that we spend thinking about it, planning for and managing it, contributes to our overall state of well-being. Okay. Let's see. When we spoke of the 4 factors, and the first being involvement, you want to think about the investments in your time and energy in both your business, your work, and in your everyday life with your family, with your community, etc. On the scale of competence, we want to think about, well, how effective are we in achieving our goals in our households, in our personal lives, in our community, and in our work? And we, as business owners, throughout the year, we're talking about goals for our business. And that's something that we want to remain mindful of, engage. Well, how are we doing? Are we meeting our goals? Do we need to reassess our goals? And it's the same for our personal lives. We need to be constantly thinking about that. Well, how are we doing? Are we happy? Are we achieving what we thought we would be? Are there things that need to be changed and enhanced? On the feeling side, we want to consider the positive and negative experiences that we are getting out of our everyday life, our family life, our work life. Of course, we'd love to increase the positives and limit the negatives, but we can never be free of any negative, because life is really, sometimes there are things that are beyond our control. Beyond our expectations, and we have to learn how to quickly recognize and manage them to the best of our ability. So that's how the feelings play into the elements of balance. And then on the alignment side, is what we're doing, does that fit with our priorities? Again, our goals and what's important to us in our personal life and our work life are the things that we're doing, the activities that we get into, the places where we are investing our time and energy. Is that aligned with our values and areas of importance as far as learning and wellness and family and our everyday work? Is it all working out, or do we need to make some adjustments or some changes? So in identifying what's important to us, a prerequisite for balance is clarity about our priorities and values. And there's lots of ways to build our awareness of our priorities and balance, such as reflecting on experiences, identifying our strengths. I remember Leah was mentioning earlier that she has certain skill sets. Her sister has different skill sets. They work together collaboratively to provide an awesome experience for their clientele. So identifying your strengths, building on those, recognizing where you can delegate sometimes is important. And then that helps us balance things out and offer wow experiences to our customers. And lastly, I just wanted to share, why should you even bother with crafting balance? It sounds like it takes a lot of effort. It sounds like it's something that we have to participate in constantly, continuously. And it sounds, wow, like that can be hard. But again, taking the time to do this is beneficial, does contribute to our overall peace and well-being. And planning ahead and being prepared, as you know, we mention all the time, is really the success path or the success strategy for all of us. So balance is the key ingredient for a satisfying life. And given that it seems wise to view it more as a basic need than a luxury good, we recognize that there's no such thing as perfect balance, but there is a balance that is ideal for each of us and something worth contemplating. So with those things said, I'm going to kind of open up the floor for a little bit of discussion. If anybody has any feedback, if any of those things resonated with them, or they have any ideas that they would like to contribute as well.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, you said you had a lot there. So I don't know. What? Ask me your question one more time, the way you want. Go ahead.
So does work-life balance seem like a daunting task to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And Margaret, were you at that? Margaret?
I was not able to attend.
Margaret did a really good job of, it's really, I don't know that you're ever going to be balanced. I mean, and the idea that people think it's achievable to be balanced. We're all trying to be balanced. It's just, actually, there is a video that I think my daughter-in-law shared on this call weeks ago. And I think you have to, it's being off balance on purpose.
Yes.
And I think that sounds funny. Certainly we don't want to be off balance, but understanding that it's part of life and you don't grow if you're not off balance.
Yeah.
If everything was just in balance all the time, then it would never be, there'd be never anything to strive for. There'd be nothing to work toward. And so I kind of think but work-life balance, I actually really like what I do, even though it didn't sound like it when I was talking about it earlier with the networking. I really do like it. But it can take over sometimes, like any business can. But, I'm like, well, if I can just reach out to that one person, I've got to do this. I've got to send out I've got to send out this email to that group, or I've got to do this, or, I don't like the idea that somebody's out there, maybe not understanding what we're doing or
Mhm.
some, those kind of things. And that's that communication piece. And, I'm like, oh, I can text them at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, do they really need a text at 10 o'clock at night? Probably not. I don't really text people at 10 o'clock at night, Leah. I really don't. I promise you. No. But I mean, the idea that I feel like it's urgent. I got to do it now because, I've been fortunate that the majority of the time we've been doing TTR, I haven't had kids at home. My kids are grown. They've got their own children. We've got grandchildren. So it had this come along, had it been 10 years earlier or, whatever. And I had 3 little kids. My daughters are 30. We have twin daughters and then a son who's almost 33. They don't look as much alike as you guys do, though. I'm telling you, you guys really, I would never have thought you were twins. But then again, when you're together, you probably look a lot more alike than people realize. But my daughters look like 2 girls. That's about it. I mean, they don't look
Right.
like, but they'll end up at the same, at an event or something. And I don't dress them anymore. They said I used to dress them like I didn't, but they'll end up with their hair pulled up, together or their whatever. But anyway, having said that, I've been able to really invest more time in it these last 10 years than I would have if had it been 10 years prior, because then we were dealing with, teenagers and a son that was losing his mind and doing every horrible thing he could do, but now he's fine. But had it happened, there's no way on the planet that I could have done that. So I think you work balance, it's just a season in your life that you figure out, you have to do the best to balance it, but will it ever be balanced? Probably not. I just don't think it will. And Margaret's presentation last week was just about making good choices and just the things we all know, but she put it, and Margaret is a 58-year veteran of the nursing industry. And she's had a business in ACN, which is just a great telecommunication service kind of company that you can get all kinds of great deals. But anyway, coming from somebody like that, who has probably had to juggle all kinds of things, because I think she's got a couple kids and she's got grandchildren and, all of that. I don't know that anybody, if you're thinking to yourself that work-life balance is possible, I just don't think it is. I think you might have times in your life when it's maybe a little easier or whatever, because you put more, you don't have those responsibilities that you have at other times. It's more seasons, which we've talked about before, but it's, there's a season. I'm not done yet, ladies. Somebody today was saying,
we're not going to let you be done.
Jennifer, you're retirement age. I'm like,
we're not going to let you be done.
I'm not ready to be done. But that's, he's getting close to retirement. I don't know that I'm ever going to be finished with this. I don't know. But my season is more fall of my, and somebody else like Leah has 4 kids. How old are they, Leah?
15, 13, 11, and 9.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where is your superwoman cape?
I know.
And they're all boys, so yay.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Bless you.
Oh my goodness. No kidding. Wow.
So what is your secret, Leah, to your work-life balance?
I don't know that I'd say I have a secret. It's like you said, like Jennifer was saying, there's never any complete balance. I never feel like I'm complete. I have everything completely together. It's just a bunch of organizing. I have my calendar at home. I've got my calendar on my phone. It's a bunch of organization right now and trying to manage all their different schedules, especially with one going into high school this year. And, a couple middle schoolers in elementary. It's just, I feel pulled in all sorts of directions, and I'm still figuring the whole business part of it out, because previously I was working out of the home. So now that mom's home, there's constant interruptions, whether it's from the boys or my dog or whatever. It's just a bunch for myself, for a bunch of prayer and a bunch of organization, and reminding myself to keep the right priorities, not to let myself get dragged down and feel like I'm missing out if I take a break from the work, or that I'm missing out on my kids if I have to tell them, hey, I've got to take some time and do some work. They're learning that too. They're thrilled to have me more accessible because I am home instead of in the office. But yeah, it's just day by day. Just sometimes it's just one step at a time, writing stuff down, taking time to think through it and figuring it out. You just one step at a time, really.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
I agree with all of that. It's always a work in progress. I know what works for me is when I have the opportunity, I try to integrate work and family and my passions together to the extent possible. That brings me the most joy. Like I said, when I can mix travel and the genealogy together, that is a win. When I can use some of my own business sense from my travel business and how that contributes to my management and organization in my day job as an auditor, I'll do that. And that brings me joy because it feels like, everything that I've got in my head and the things that I really enjoy and passionate about in my heart, when they collaborate, when they come together, that is really satisfying to me. So I know for you, Leah, probably when you're working side by side with your sister in a business and you get the chance to kind of blend that family and business together,
Right.
I would guess that is satisfying, enjoyable for you because you feel like you're taking care of both worlds,
Right.
the work balance, the work life and the family life it comes together. So those are good things. I would suggest to anybody who's looking for that work-life balance, like you said, organize, prioritize, pursue joy in the midst of it. It's not going to be perfect all of the time, and that's okay. We are all learning. We are all works in progress.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I hate that Robert and a few others weren't available to join us this evening. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to our member, Stacy Schamberger Smith, who is a representative with Tava Lifestyle Products, Pauline Ray, who owns and manages PSR Designs, Nancy Vesley, who is our health insurance representative as well. She does pet insurance and Legal Shield. Paul Hibbett, who is our realtor on both residential and commercial side. And Robert is our mortgage specialist, and I have already forgotten the name of his new company. Do you recall? I know his company has changed names. Jennifer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, but certainly if you have a desire or interest for any products or services, as I've previously mentioned, please feel free to follow our Collaborating Connections videos on YouTube or check us out on Collaborating Connections on Facebook. You can also connect with us through the TTR Networking website, and we are looking forward to meeting and talking with you. So I want to thank you all who are on the call with me this evening, both Leah and Jennifer. It has been a pleasure, and I'll look forward to talking with each of you again in the future. Have a
Thank you
very
so much.
productive
Thank
and
you.
prosperous week ahead.
Good to meet you, Leah.
You too.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you ladies too.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Take care. Bye-bye.